Okay, in the name of Lord Jesus Christ, we shall continue to study from the book of Ecclesiastes. So yesterday, we spent 2 classes basically touching upon the overall concept about the chain of thoughts of King Solomon. Because Ecclesiastes is a bit different than other books in the Bible. That Ecclesiastes is more like the pattern of thinking of King Solomon when he was old. So yes, they are 12 chapters. It might seem that they are like very 12 chapters. It might seem that there are a lot of materials. There might be a lot of different view, different perspective of life. But overall, you are able to condense, you are able to summarize into a pattern of thinking, of King Solomon. So this book is a bit more unique compared to other books in the Bible, because there are a lot of, as we said yesterday, that there are a lot of repetitive concept. Because when King Solomon was old, this is more like his self-reflection, self-reflection of his life. So you will find a lot of back and forth, that he was going back and forth between the similar concept of his life. Okay? So from today and tomorrow, we have 6 classes to cover 12 chapters. So yesterday basically is the introduction of the overall ideology of the book of Ecclesiastes. And from today, we will go probably a little bit fast to cover 12 chapters in 6 classes. So basically yesterday is more like I'm giving you a little time to read it in case you haven't read it yet. Okay, so yesterday is more like buying you some time. So I hope if you did not read Ecclesiastes before you come, at least by the time that I gave you yesterday, I hope that at least you cover the first few chapters of the book. Okay, so we begin from chapter 1. Chapter 1 is important because chapter 1 is very much the summary of the entire book, except the last portion. As we said earlier, that you can cut the book of Ecclesiastes into 3 parts, right? The structure is, what is the meaning? We're going to die anyway. You must find a greater purpose, high and above. Okay? So a greater purpose in life. So basically in the structure, we mentioned about this. And the first two parts, this is what make the life of Solomon meaningless. Okay? It's all summarized in chapter 1. So chapter 1 is more like the summary of this. Of course, this is also chapter 12. The second half of chapter 12. But in here, it was giving a condensed version in chapter 1. It tells you why after all the things that happened, why Solomon feel life has no meaning. Okay? So let's go to chapter 1. What is the first reason that Solomon cannot find meaning in life? Chapter 1, if you go to verse 4. Verse 4, generation pass away and another generation comes. So the first reason is generation comes, generation goes. So the first problem in life is never ceasing time. Like the floating river, it doesn't stop for anyone. Okay? So you are second year in NYTS. You are 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, somewhere around there. And then who knows? Who knows? Maybe next time that we meet, that's if you come back next year, then we will meet again. But maybe you don't come back next year. There's no guarantee for that. There's no guarantee for that. So who knows? Maybe next time we meet, you are turning 30. And then you will turn 40, 50. You took a life. You know that we all have our own path of life. Some of you will become very active in the church. Some of you will struggle to keep in the faith. Some of you, who knows? Okay. So you know what? This is what happened. It just keep on going. Time keep on floating. It doesn't stop for anyone. At your prime time, with all the, what is that? Collagen? At your prime time, with all the beauty, with all the collagen, with all the vitality, energies running on the basketball fields. Yeah, but before you know it, you will be too old to do any of those. So that's how it is. It doesn't stop. That's why Solomon was like, you know what? I am getting old. So what's the use of the glory of my kingdom? And the glory is for today. Tomorrow it will be another kingdom that replace my glory. And then people will not remember me. I will only become a symbol in the history book. Right? If you read history, if you are into history, right? You read about, oh wow, all those excitement, all those amazing characters. Where are they today? Nowhere to be found. All right. So that's a problem. That's why in the book of James, if you turn to the book of James, turn to the book of James. Chapter 1, verse 11. So the reality of life in James chapter 1, verse 11. For no sooner has the sun rise with a burning heat that it withers the grass, its flower falls, and its beautiful appearance perishes. So the rich man also will fade away in his pursuits. So this is the reality of life. That, all the beauty wither, fades, and falls away. So this is the first reason that King Solomon feel life is so boring, so useless, is that you come, you prime, and then you die. Okay? There's a prime time for everyone. But as you are enjoy the prime time, then before you know it, it's the sunset. Okay? So that's where so you know what? Let's sidetrack a little bit. So if you base your value upon those temporary beauty, okay, like for you, I don't know, like maybe for your age, you care a lot about your look, your appearance. I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with that. You care about how you look. You care about if you are fit. If you, that you care a lot about those. That's why you spend a lot of money to go to the salon to get a hairdo. You know what? When you get to my age, the only thing you care is that if you still have hair. Okay? I mean, if you have hair, life is good. Right? You're not going to spend like $35 to get a haircut. Who does that? I mean, you guys do that, right? Yeah. But what I'm saying is that all those if you base your value upon your outer appearance, if you base your confidence upon how other people evaluate you, soon or later you will lose them. If you are in the future, when you are looking for your future, when you are looking for your spouse, someone that you want to spend the rest of your life with, if the only thing that you care is the look, let me tell you, look changes. Right? She looked beautiful, slim, did that, this and that. After giving birth to 3 kids, and you see, yeah, different. And then same thing for sisters. If you're looking for outer appearance, you know what? After men get to certain age, there's nothing that you can stop from the belly to come out. Yeah, that's how it is. That's what life is like. You know that sometimes I talk to my wife. I was like, man, when we first got married, I'm able to lift you up with one arm. I was able to, but she was very petite. So I was like, I can lift you up with one arm. Now I cannot do it with both arms. And she is like, that's because you become weak. Yeah, that's just yeah. But that's the thing. People change. So you know what? With either about you, if like for girls, if you only care about you want to make yourself look good to please others, that mentality is very weak. I'm not saying you should not make yourself look good. That's not the problem here. You make yourself. If you want to make yourself look good, it's for yourself. It's for yourself. It's not, I'm trying to make all the boys turn around. That's very pathetic, in my opinion. If you live to please others, that's pathetic. If you want to make yourself feel good about yourself, that's very fine with me. Same thing with the boys. At least that's how I feel. Okay? There was once I was talking to a sister who put on a lot of makeups. I mean, I'm very close to her. So when she was in high school, I mean, she wasn't like that before. But I guess in high school, you get influenced by your peer. And one day when I saw her with it's like face painting. I was like, I told her that you are beautiful. Just because you are beautiful. You don't need people to tell you that you are beautiful. You are beautiful because you are who you are. Hey, then I was expecting maybe she'll cry, maybe she'll report to the parents, maybe the parents will call me, like all those kind of stuff. But no, actually the following Sabbath, she actually removed those makeups. You are beautiful because you are who you are. You are beautiful because this is the way that God created you. I'm not against putting up the makeups that's your choice of life. That's your choice of life. It doesn't bother me. But why that bothers me? Why? Okay. So for both, it's all the same. If you only care about the outer appearance, then eventually all those fades. Okay? So when collagen is not there anymore, and then that start, leave you out those terrible future. Okay? Yeah, same thing. If that's the only thing that you are searching for in your future relationship, one day when beauty is not there, all right, after giving birth, 3 kids, 5 kids, 8 kids, like, you're going at certain age you're going to look different, and not only the female, the male the same, you're just going to change. Then if you build your relationship upon look and look alone, where are you going now? If that's the only thing that matters to you in the relationship, then when the look change, I guess relationship falls apart. Okay? So something for you to keep in mind, because everything eventually, anything tangible, anything material, anything in the world, eventually it fades away. Time is very fair. At the same time, time is very cruel. Okay? So that's number one. When Solomon learned that he's getting older and older, and his possession, all his wealth cannot buy him his youth, then he feels that everything is useless and meaningless. Number 2, let's go back to Ecclesiastes chapter 1, verse 8. So this is in verse 4. So this is in verse 4. Let's go to verse 8. Again, chapter 1 is the summary why life is vanity, okay? According to Solomon. In verse 8 is, you cannot find satisfaction. You cannot be filled. Cannot be filled. This is the second problem that we will find. We find, that Solomon further elaborates this point in chapter 2. He further elaborates this point in chapter 3. So now, Solomon said, now we have a big problem. That you can be stimulated, but you cannot be fulfilled. That's where the problem is. You cannot fill the void of human desire. Human desire is like a bottomless pit. Okay? It's like an abyss. That it doesn't matter how much you threw in there. It might make you temporarily, in a very short period of time, feel happy, feel satisfied, feel fulfilled. But the problem is it doesn't last long. So that's why in chapter 2, Solomon talked about how he tried to fulfill the void, to satisfy the emptiness inside of him. He tried many different ways. He tried to be successful in his career. He tried to indulge himself in lavishness. He tried many, many different things. He tried to intoxicate himself with drinking, all the desire. He tried to fulfill his desire. But unfortunately, he said that I hear, but it's never enough. I eat, it's never satisfying. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. It might stimulate my desire, but then it fades away that I feel empty as ever. So probably some of you heard this before. My college roommate, a very smart kid. My college roommate was a Hungarian American, 6+ foot, pretty tall, pretty big, like 280 pounds, like those kind of huge, tall, big guy. Very smart though. You know that before he get into college, he actually finished all the credits for the first year. And he came from a very wealthy family. The first day, his mother dropped him off in a Mercedes-Benz. The family owned like 3 bowling alleys. But the good thing is he was not spoiled. Because apparently that every weekend he needs to go to the bowling alley and he needs to make a living by like cleaning, like wiping the board and clean and mop the I don't know what you call that. But anyway, so he needs to work. He needs to work. And he also joined competition, like bowling competition, just to like pay for the tuition, like trying to make money, win the prize. And so a very decent family. The first day that when I got into my dorm room, his mother was actually cleaning my side of the room. I mean, apparently that she finished cleaning his side, she was cleaning my side. Very nice. And periodically, she will buy bakeries and for me. Yeah, not for him, for me. The mother said that he's too big, too fat, so it was for me. Yeah, because once upon a time I was just like that. Once upon a time. Yeah. So and a very smart kid until he joined the fraternity. Pretty sad. Don't know what's wrong with that, but with him, he want to have this like brotherhood. He was the only child. I mean, he was the only child at home, so he want this like brotherhood and the bond. Oh, we are one. I don't know. As I said, I think friendship is overrated. Yeah. So it's pretty sad because every night he get dragged back because you know that you join fraternity thing, you get drunk, you have to drink because you know that you are the freshmen, you are the newbies, you do whatever we tell you to do. I can't believe that they actually blindfolded the freshmen and bring them to drink from the toilet. And they did. They complied in order to be brothers. Stupid. Yeah. So yeah, they actually, if you want to join the fraternity, you need to go through the test. And one of the tests that I learned is that they blindfold you, bring you to the bathroom, and have you scoop from the toilet. I heard they sanitize the toilet before they ask you. I don't know. I don't care. I just think that's stupid. Yeah. Having yourself been controlled by others, that's called stupidity. So every night he get dragged back like a dead dog. I mean, it took 2 people to drag him because he was so big, right? So every night around 2:30 to 3 o'clock, someone would knock on my window. Every night. And say, can you drag him in? I said, no, you guys drag him in. I'm not going to drag him. So he was too big, so they cannot really pull him up to the bed, so they just leave him on the floor. And I left him on the floor. And then in the morning, when I went out for class, he is still like sleeping, drunk and sleeping. When I came back in the afternoon, he got up from his hangover, and he would just sit there mindlessly staring at my wall. Yeah, I don't know. His bed is facing my wall. So he was it's very sad. It's very sad. Because every day in the afternoon when I come back to the classroom, when I come back from class, I look at him. I was like, oh, what a pathetic life. Yeah. He wants to be included. He thought that's the fun thing. Yeah, no. You look at his eyes, you look at him, that is empty than ever. Then he disappeared from school. No, he did not drop out. He got so excited that he bought himself a motorcycle, and then he ended up in the hospital for the entire summer vacation. So I was just like, when the school year began, I was like, oh, I'm not seeing him. So I called his mom. He said, yeah, he's still in the hospital. Yeah. But anyway, what I'm saying is, in this world, a lot of people try to satisfy themselves by like drinking, by partying, by a lot of so-called entertainment, excitements. But you know what? When I look at him, every night he get drunk. And every afternoon he sit there staring at the empty wall mindlessly. I was like, wow, that's pretty sad. That's so pathetic. So you know what? When you try to satisfy yourself, if you want to use stimulation to find full fulfillment of life, you end up like Solomon. He tried. He want to tell you, no, it doesn't work. Okay? Some of you, like at your age, you probably want to be successful. You probably want to have a lot of future dream. That's why people invest in Bitcoin. They just want to get rich overnight. They just want to get wealthy, get rich. You look at all those fancy life or private jet, and you look up, you admire, because our society is trying to tell you that's called success. Okay? They tell you that. So maybe at your age, you think that that's where my dream shall land. That's why I study hard. That's why I want to go to those Fortune 500 company. I want to make $1 million a year, then I will be happy. Okay? The thing is, you feel that, you think that's the way to go, because you have not yet been there. You have not yet been there. There was you don't know this company, but it used to be the biggest company on earth. It used to be one of the greatest companies. I mean, the company still exists, but it's like a low-end brand now. It used to be like Google today. This company, they own almost all the patent about photography. Anything about picture, they owned it. Okay? They were once upon a time one of the largest company on earth, in the world, and the owner, George Eastman, was the most wealthy person on earth. Just like, nowadays, Jeff Bezos. The owner, at the peak of his life, at the full success, he went into his office, he left a note. The note says, he just left a note and said, "What now?" It's like, all have been done, what now? And then he took a gun and he shot himself. The most wealthy person on earth, he just left a note saying, "What now?" Like, life is so bored. Like, what is there to do? What is the meaning of all this? So yeah, he ended his life at the prime of his life. I mean, when he was like number one of the most wealthy person. So you know what? When you try to find satisfaction by looking into the world through materials, eventually you end up like Solomon. Okay? So that's chapter 8. That's the second problem. Number 3, if we continue to go to verse 15. Okay? Why Solomon feel that life is so meaningless? Okay? There are things that's beyond human ability, cannot be fixed. Okay? There are things that money can buy. There are things that money cannot do anything about it. For example, like what King David said. Remember, after King David sinned against God, the child died, right? That child died from Bathsheba. The child died. Before the child died, David keep on praying, "Lord, forgive, forgive, forgive." And then the child died. And then he got up, he showered, and he ate. And then his officials like, why? Now he died. And David said, "What is there for me to do? There's nothing I can change." Okay? He said that he will not come back, but I will go to him. That's the reality. There are things in life that there is nothing you can do about it. It's not only about death. It's not only about death. There are many things that you wish that you can do it differently, but you cannot. That's the problem. If you go to verse 15, it says that what is crooked cannot be strengthened, and what is lacking cannot be numbered. Okay? So what is the problem in here? That there are so much regret. So much regrets in life that you cannot go back and fix it. So remember in the prayer section, that we keep on reminding you the only thing we want in NYTS, in SSC, in all the nagging from the church, the only thing that we wish is that you can avoid regrets in life. That's the only thing that we wish. You might feel that we nag a lot. You might feel that, maybe that's how you feel about your parents. Come on, leave me alone. Don't nag me. It's my life. I do whatever I want. Why are you keep on nagging me about this and that? You know what? You might have a lot of anguishment with your parents for nagging you, you feel that they are trying to control you. You feel that they are trying to shape you into what they want, but you feel that you are the free soul. You want to do whatever you want. I do not deny the fact, maybe some parents are too much. Maybe but most of the parents, they just do not want you to repeat their mistake. The only wish that you don't have to live with tear and regret. When you look back, right now you are young, so you might think a lot of things in your life. You might think, what's a big deal? What's a big deal? Then when you turn 30 and you look back, oh, it's kind of big deal. When you turn 40, you look back and say, how stupid I was. When you turn 50, you only say, Lord, have mercy, have mercy. You know, maybe that's what your parents, your pastor, your counselor, your RE teacher, maybe the only thing that they want from you is hopefully that you won't live in all these regrets in your life. Maybe that's the only thing. So when you are all filled with anger, ready to shout at your parents for leave me alone. I am 18. I am by law full-grown adult. None of your business. Okay. I mean, yeah, you are. You might be by law legally adult. But are you ready to deal with the consequence of your choice? The only thing they want is so that you don't have to suffer. They just wish that you don't have to suffer when you turn 30 or 40 and you say, if I could, I would do it differently. And you know what? By then, when you have your family, when you have your kids, when you do the same thing as your parents, try to tell them, don't make the same mistake. Don't take the same path. Don't be as regret as I am. And you know what? Your kids will pull the same thing on you, just like what you are doing to them right now. Anyway, so then here, it cannot be fixed. There are just so many things in life that cannot be repaired. Sometimes you find incidents in life. I was talking to a member accidentally cut the finger. The finger got chopped off. I mean, accident happened. What? Is it something surprising? Like you never seen anyone got their finger chopped off? No? Oh, no. The whole finger got chopped off. And went to the hospital. The hospital tried to sew it back. But no, eventually they have to remove it because all the nerve died. Why? So losing a finger look like a very big thing to you. You look like, what? A finger? Okay. I guess your environment is very. But anyway, so I was talking to the member, and the member told me that sometimes the member will be like looking at the 壁虎。壁虎是什么 ？Gecko. And because that gecko, once their tail broke off, it grew back, right? And then the member will be like, I just wish that my finger will grow out like, and then the member will say that, it just in that split of a second when the member was not paying attention. And then it changed the person's life. I mean, the person live on, but you will live on missing a finger. And just there's nothing you can do. So I don't know, the incident happened. Still remember that when I was in junior high, we are doing chemistry. And then and as we are in the laboratory using the alcohol lamp, and some mischievous boy just took the burning iron rod and tipped it on the girl sitting next to him. Just, it's just fun. So it was on the alcohol lamp, and then he just gently tipped it on her face. Hey! So you know what? This is what happened in life. That there are things that you might, like yesterday when I got my hair cut, I didn't say anything. I went into the salon, I was just like, I figured that men's hair, who cares, right? Yeah. So he said, the hairdresser said, how do you want your what kind of style? I said, whatever. And then she's like, should I cut it short? I said, yeah, save the money. I mean, like, it prolonged until my next haircut, right? So I didn't say anything. I wasn't even paying attention. And when she finished, she said that, she asked me, is it short enough? And then I look at the mirror, I was like, that's a bit too short. But what can you do about that? I mean, at that very moment, can you force it to grow back? No. But the thing is, good thing with hair and nail, like, you know what? It grew back. But there are things that will not grow back. There are people who lose hair, become bald at their 20s. What can you do about it? So you know what? Life, other than the physical phenomena, physical situation, there are a lot of things that you can never get it back. Loved ones, your relative, someone who are very close to you, your good friends. They're gone. So you know what? Actually, death is one of the most difficult things that is terrible, but there's nothing you can do about it. Not about you, about someone that you care, someone that you love, someone that you wish that they will be with you forever. My dog. I have a pit bull since the pit bull was 3 months old. And I had him for 14 years. 14 years. And from the dog, maybe from human you don't feel so, but from the dog, because their lifespan is only like 10 plus years, you can see aging. So if you want to experience about the reality of life, raise a pet. You will see what does it mean by aging. What does it mean by life departing from you? No, having a fish wouldn't do it. Having a fish that if it dies, you just dig a hole and bury it. Or you just flush down the toilet. Yeah, my wife said you should never do that. She wouldn't let me flush the fish down the toilet. I have to bury it, give it the official burial. So, but for big animal, for real pets, you can feel what does it mean by parting. And there's nothing you can do about it. That's the sadness of life, parting. And you know what? This is about you, yourself. Your aging, this is about people around you or things around you. That there's just nothing you can do. Just like David's child died, there's nothing he could do about it. That's why life is sad. The whole concept, remember from the beginning to the end, from chapter 1 to chapter 12, Solomon's concept is that life is sad. Because Solomon did not invite God in his life. That's where the problem is. Okay? So the number 4, let's go to the number 4 before we end. Number 4 is in verse 18. Verse 18 is a controversial concept. In verse 18, for in much wisdom is much grief, and he who increase knowledge increase sorrow. The problem is you know too much. Or shall we say you think too much? Complicate. Unfortunately, human beings, we are the most complicated beings on earth. And because of that, we are the saddest, the most sorrowful beings on earth. We think too much, we know too much, we contemplate too much, we worry too much. You know what? All this, you will think about this, you will look at the heaven, you say, what's the meaning of all this? Like King Solomon. King Solomon will look at his life and say, what's the meaning? Why am I even live? What is the meaning of all this? I live, I die. What's the point of all this? So Solomon think about this. I don't think Solomon's dog will think about this. I have a husky at home. And the only thing the husky does, she only sleeps from the morning to evening. You always find her flat somewhere on the sofa, underneath the piano, in front of my room, outside in the yard, getting a sun bath. Yeah, it's a very weird husky. She hates snow. She hates cold. During the winter, I need to give her a blanket to wrap her up. She shivers. I was like, that's the most lame husky. I was like, I talked to her. I was like, aren't you supposed to live under snow in Alaska? She's like, no. But anyway, the whole day she slept. She go to bed at 11. And then by the morning you find her, you wake her up, you play with her, and then before you know it, she's somewhere, lay down somewhere again. So you know what, I look at her, I was just like, what is your ambition in life? I guess there's no ambition in life. You know what, if it's human beings, right? If you do that, either your parents will give you a hard time, or you will give yourself a hard time. You'll be like, what is my dream? What is my goal? What is my ambition? What is my accomplishment? You have a lot of this. And that's why you have a lot of pressure. Let me tell you, my husky doesn't have any pressure. She lived to eat. She lived to sleep. And she wait to die. You need, for you and I, thinking about the life is about waiting to die. It's very sad, right? Not for the husky. 好狗命啊. Like, good dog life is you eat, you sleep, you die. That's a good life. But you cannot do that with human beings. I'm not saying that it's wrong that you have an ambition. I'm not saying that it's wrong that you want to be good, be elite, be accomplished. I'm not saying anything of those are wrong. I'm just saying that, yes, the more you know, the tougher life is. Or the more burdens that you have. You know that for people living Amazon, for those people, the tribal people living Amazon, do you think that they have to worry about their SAT? No. That's not part of their worry. Maybe they have other worries, like how to survive. But what I'm saying is, when life gets more and more complicated, then your heart becomes more and more burdened. Know too much. So that's why we always encourage the young generation, try to live in simple life. Simplicity of life make your life easier and perhaps make your journey lighter. Okay? When you want too much, Whatever people have, I want it. My neighbor, they just, the new tenant just moving next door. She came in with a Cobra and a Lotus. A young man, not young man, sorry, he's like 40, like 30 some 40 years old, single, no kids, no family, no, just by himself. He renovated the whole garage. First thing he came into the house, he renovated the whole garage, make it like those race, because he just drove his Lotus, like parked in the center, and then with the spotlight, and then the poster, and it's very, very fancy. I don't know how much money he spent. People, if you want that kind of life, then you have to do something about it. I checked the car. The Lotus is about $170,000. That car. So when you want a lot, that means your life become more and more complicated. Okay. But anyway, that's a choice of life. That's all, Prince Honest.